Hey everyone, so today I'm going to talk about trying to improve my Python skills, and so I have another project. A few weeks ago I did a clicker game with pizza pie and the number pi. So today I'm working on my rocket journey to Proxima Centauri B. And so this project required a little bit of thinking, so obviously got to take a rocket ship from 0 to 4.5, about 4.5 million light years. I had to come up with my math, which I'm not totally sure is right yet, and so I'm kind of in my testing phases right now. And so anyway, so you can see I got my my information down here in light years. I'm still trying to figure out what I can really do with my y-axis, and so currently right now I'm just using it for for the plotting, and even though there's not a lot here right now, I'll figure this out in a bit. And then so anyway, so what I had to do is I had to figure out that's going to take a while, so I'm trying to figure out the time passed as it travels, the amount of time that's being used. I'm trying to figure out the distance in light years, trying to figure out the speed. Right now I'm doing 700,000 kilometers per hour, but I am handicapping it, so you don't see the handicap in here, but my Python script allows me at the beginning to figure out a handicap. So right now I am speeding this up, I think by this particular run by 1,000,000. And so the journey progress right now is only 1.44%, and it has been running for quite a bit right now. So this has been running for a couple hours, and you can see this poor little rocket ship is doing the best it can. It's just chugging along. So now how do I work my Python script, and how do I figure out how to do it, and how do I learn from my experience? So currently what I do is I write down my project ideas just like everybody else, and then I write the code that I can write, and then I use the various AI tools to improve on that or to help me get through it. So yes, I do use ClaudeAi, I use Gemini, I use ChatGPT, I use Perplexity, I use all those tools. My favorites though really right now is probably Claude and ChatGPT, although I do like Gemini, but not for coding. And then I also have a device called RabbitR1, and the RabbitR1 actually is like my little buddy, and so I will ask it questions, I will try to bounce ideas off of it, and I'll get its feedback, and actually is very good, so I'll show you that in a split second. Alright, so anyway, so that's the gist of it. I'm just trying to take my little rocket ship to Proxima Centauri B. And so again, here we go. So what I do is I write my code. When I get to a certain point where I think it's a basic program or project and it's at its first level of completion, which I'll call this my phase 1, then I will print it out and I'll PDF it as well. So here's my PDF version of it, and the reason why I do this is because I like to go through the code and learn. So like here's all my libraries, here's my constants, you'll see my math down here, you'll see how I'm trying to set up the axis, how I'm trying to make my background, and how I'm trying to position the rocket. And so I do have a lot to learn. Like I still do exact locations because they seem to be more successful for me, so I have to improve on that, and that's one of the things I'm going to do. Alright, so I do PDF it, and sometimes I'll go and I'll take this PDF, I'll put it in my Remarkable, and I'll scratch it all up and do things. And then so here is an image of an actual physical printout of it, and kind of the same thing. I'm just trying to refresh my memory, and so what I'll do is I'll print it out and I'll separate everything, and then I'll separate it into components that I can learn. And so again, up here you see the libraries, you see the constants, you see my handicap or the speed up factor, you see calculations of frames and the intervals, and the axis again. I'm trying to do background stuff and visuals, and then plotting, and again setting up the progress. And so this is a pretty tough one. So let me see what I did over here. So I will actually write some of my steps down. So I did a review of the code. I put it into the different components. I looked at the imports and what did I learn from the installs, or what did I have to install before I did it. I just tried to understand the math again, tried to make sure my math is right, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm still trying to make sure my math is right. And then prettying up is when I'm going to improve the visuals. Like I'll probably have stars going across. So right now they're static. I might have planets showing up. I might even have some alien ships passing through during this whole thing. And then so what I did with my previous one, the clicker project, this was my clicker project. So let me make sure the sound is off. And let me turn off the closed caption. And so what I did with this one, these little red dots are pepperoni in my mind. And then you can see where I had some time. I had a 60-second clock here. And I did the math so that every time I did a click, it also added a number or a digit to pi. And so that was my first, what I call reasonably successful Python project since I've been trying to relearn it. And now I'm on this one, and so I am going to make this just as much fun, and I'm going to make it pretty, and when I do, I will share it with you. And I hope this helps a little bit. I'm not sure it does, but hope you learn a little bit with me. Thank you. See you.